Mr. Ira Cruz, Director, AltMobility.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much for inviting us and the rest of the members of the committee and the rest of the guests. Kami po sa AltMobility, kami po ang nagcha-champion ng dignified at sustainable mobility para sa lahat ng mga Pilipino. Gusto namin baguhin ang diskusyon sa pagdidisenyo ng transport solution ko. Isang diskusyon na nasa gitna ng ating mga commuters, usually gamit kung ano sila or ika-provincial. Ang hashtag po namin ay commuters naman, dahil napaka-importante po, napakahalaga po na ang ating mga diskusyon ay umiikot po sa mga computers at sa kanilang mga experience sa pag-commute. No? In fact, this is the cornerstone of the two bills that we are advocating for in the Senate, which Senators Pangilinan and Senators po have already filed. Gusto po namin i-point out sa lahat na regardless po ng ating choice of mode of transportation, every journey, as they say, begins with a single step. Lahat po tayo ay pedestrian. At normally po, ang paglalakad, yung sinasabi nating last mile connectivity, ay napaka-importante para gumanda ang travel experience ng lahat ng mga tao. At kung gumaganda po ito, gaganda rin po ang ating public transportation. So we support the idea for improving the pedestrian traffic and the pedestrian experience for everybody. And it's very important for us to return the dignity to commuting. And this is to encourage people, as you've mentioned, Senators, to leave their vehicles behind and switch to commuting as an option. And that's a very, very important step in order for us to decongest our streets of cars. We need to provide everybody with a dignified commuting option in order for them to leave their cars behind and improve mobility in the city. In fact, what we're saying all the time is that congestion, or traffic as we call it, is really just a symptom. But the real question that we should be pointing out is mobility. Paano natin masisigurado na yung mga tao ay makakapunta sa kanilang paroroonan? It's not about the speed at which they get there, but the certainty na makakarating po sila. Mapaplano nila dapat po yung kanilang paglalakbay na mangyayari siya within a specific set of time. Elevated walkways, as Senator Superiors mentioned, are especially useful in high-density areas where upgrade infrastructure is no longer sufficient. And as you mentioned, there are very successful examples of this, such as the Makati CBD. Having said all of this, we at AltMobility PH, we welcome the good standards set for elevated walkways and set forth in the bill of Senator Paul. But if we may implore our senators to include the following revisions also in the act. Elevated walkways work best when they augment upgrade pedestrian infrastructure, but not to take the place of upgrade. The ultimate purpose of elevated pedestrian infrastructure should improve the mobility of people, and that must be explicitly stated. Ang role po ng elevated pedestrian infrastructure ay dapat mag-enhance, hindi palitan ang upgrade o yung tinatawag natin paglalakad sa ground level. Ang provision ng elevated walkways along all major thoroughfares in high-density urban areas should be relaxed. Elevated walkways must be considered on a case-to-case basis depending on specific urban environment of each area. Lastly, proper maintenance of elevated walkways, especially accessibility features such as elevators and escalators, must be strictly monitored. Lastly, sir, before I wrap up, in designing our pedestrian infrastructure, accessibility and safety of pedestrians should be of paramount importance. Number one, sir, how hard or how easy is it for you to reach your destination on foot? And number two, does it keep in mind vulnerable members of society, such as children, pregnant women, people with disability, and senior citizens? Sir, members of the committee, we've submitted our full position papers to the Secretariat for your reference.
Thank you, Ira Cruz. Just submit your position to the Committee Secretary.
One question sa Chairman, mabilis na tanong. Sa DOTR, nag-umpisa na ba kayo sa, tama sinabi ni Mr. Cruz, no? It's not just the walking, it's also the other modes of transport. Ang ating subway, ano po yung makina, yung parang yung boring machine ay dumating na or pakating na or pakating. So when will, what's the timeline? Quickly lang, kasi alam ko maraming topic. Quickly yung timeline ng pag-develop natin na subway.